Hey, welcome to Dating Advice for Men Who Love Women. Sometimes it's even more effective to learn what not to do and to eliminate mistakes than it is to just fill our minds constantly with new actions and habits. Sometimes that's easier and more powerful and more effective. And so in this presentation, I'm going to cover 3 things that you should never say or text to a woman. And with each one, I'm going to talk about what you should do instead as well. And so, what are those 3 things that you should avoid ever saying or texting to a woman? Well, the first one is, when can I see you again? And you see this one all the time on TV and in movies. A man and a woman go on a date, they're connecting, they're liking each other, they're having a good time. And then towards the end of the date or at the end of the date, the man says, when can I see you again? Or am I going to see you again? Or when can we hang out again? Or we should meet up again soon. We don't want to say that to a woman. We want to leave that on TV and in the movies because it's a mistake. And so what should you do instead with this one? Well, instead of asking her when you can see her again, just have an awesome time on your first date with her and make it really great. And at the end, say goodbye to her and walk away. And then just wait a few days, plan something that you think would be fun for your next date, and then ask her to join you. So you're going to choose the day, time, and location, and you're just going to say, hey, let's go salsa dancing on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. You're not going to, at the end of the date, put that responsibility on her to start thinking about the next date. That's your job. So in dating, even in our more kind of modern society, if you will, it's your role to be the logistical coordinator. And at a deep subconscious level, we're probably never going to escape that. That's our role in this, quote, dance of dating, if you will. And so you don't want to put that role on her. You're the one who's supposed to plan stuff and ask her, and she just says yes or no to you. Now, here's the thing. Let's say that you go on an awesome first date, you just had coffee or something like that, or you went to a happy hour. It's pretty casual, no big deal, but you guys are really connecting and really liking each other. At the end of the date, you just say thanks for the fun time and say goodbye. And then you just wait a few days and then ask her out for the next date. And you don't kind of reveal your plan that you're going to call her, that you're going to ask her out again, or ask her to start thinking about that, or ask her if you can see her again. No. You just directly ask her for that next date, like, hey, let's go salsa dancing on Wednesday at 8. Hey, let's meet at the hookah bar at 9 p.m. Hey, let's meet at happy hour at 6 p.m., whatever it is on this day. When you do that, let's say that she has something better in mind. She is going to let you know at that point. So she can either say yes and accept your date invitation. Then you'll know, oh, you can see her again because she just said yes to your direct date invitation. That's when you're going to know. You don't want to ask her before that. You're going to ruin all the mystery and the challenge and everything that we need for her to fall deeply in love with you, or for her to be more attracted to you if you're just going for hookups. And so you don't ruin that. And then when you ask her directly, she can say yes again and accept your date, or she can say, no, I'm busy, or sorry, I can't make it that day, or whatever. So she can accept or decline your date invitation. Now, if she has a better idea, she will let you know. She can say, you know what, I'm not really a fan of ice cream. Do you think we can meet for a coffee instead? Or maybe she says, like, you offer her to go to a sushi restaurant for your third date. And she's like, I'm not really that into sushi. Would you mind if we go to have Mexican food instead? She will let you know. But it's your job to kind of plan it and take that risk and put your plan out there and be the logistical coordinator. And when you say, when can I see you again? You're trying to ask her to switch roles and be kind of the male role, which you can do if you want to, but it's not really attractive or effective. And so at the end of a really great date, do not let this slip off your lips. When can I see you again? Or we should hang out again soon, or anything like that. You just say thanks for the fun time, leave the date, let her think about whether or not you're going to ask her out again, even though she knows you're interested in her, trust me. Then you just wait a few days, think of something cool that you want to take her to do, and then you invite her to do that directly. And then she can either say yes or no, and at that point, you will know if you can see her again or not. All right, next. My ex used to do this thing Why don't you? Okay. You should, if you can, never compare a woman that you're dating or want to date to any other woman in the world for any reason at any time. It's basically a cardinal sin and a big mistake to compare a woman to another woman. And what's interesting about this is true even if it's a positive comparison. So you could say, like, hey, you know what? You're so much better looking than Beyonce or something like that. That comparison in itself is already kind of not cool to her. And as men, it's a little bit hard to understand this, but most women really, really strongly do not want to be compared to other women. She wants to feel special and unique and like she's kind of the only one right now in your world. And you can go as deep or as shallow as you want with this, but definitely don't compare her to your ex. Don't say, like, oh, she used to make spaghetti for me on Tuesday nights. Are you going to do that? Like, that's a big, big mistake. A lot of you probably already know this one, but you might not realize that even a positive comparison might undermine your relationship with her. So don't compare her to any other woman. And when you're on a date with a woman, don't check out the server. Don't check out other women around in the room either. Don't check out other women when you're with her. That's part of this. So when she's on a date with you, you are giving her your full undivided attention. She knows deep down that no matter what, even if she's amazing and good looking and awesome, you're always going to be kind of initially attracted to other women too. It's normal. She knows that. But we don't need to rub it in her face. That's disrespectful. So when you're on a date, don't check out other women. Just wait until later when you're by yourself or you're out with your boys. There's no reason to check out another woman when you're already with one. Okay, so give her your undivided attention and don't compare her to other women either, because if you do, you will pay the price. And this one is just as true on your first date as it is after being with a woman for 75 years. So stay away from comparing her to any other woman at any time, even if it's positive. You don't want to say, like, you make so much better food than your mom, or, you know, my ex used to do this thing, why don't you? None of that stuff. When you're with her and you're talking to her, she's basically kind of the only woman you've ever been with. That's the attitude that you want to have. It's not the actual reality. That's just how you want to approach it. Okay, so approach her as if she's unique and special and you're only with her right now and she's kind of the only woman in the world. There's that song that's like, I want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. I think it's like Rihanna or something. Yeah, definitely do that. And actually, it's interesting because the more experience men have with women, the more they tend to make each one feel unique and special and like she's the only one. It's kind of counterintuitive. But it doesn't matter. Even if you just want to attract the right woman for you for the rest of your life, it's very important that you don't compare her to other women. She's going to feel a lot more respected and a lot more comfortable with you. And she's not going to lose interest in you because you're respecting her in this case. So respecting a woman doesn't raise her romantic interest in you, but disrespecting her can lower her interest. And if she has average self-esteem or better, she's going to eventually drop you if you disrespect her too much. So stay away from the sin of comparison when you're with a woman. All right, lastly, the third thing you should never say or text to a woman is, do you like me? Or do you love me? Or, hey, do you see me that way? Or do you see me as just a friend? Or how much do you like me? Or how much do you love me? We are not going to ask her if she likes us or not. Okay? And there's a lot of reasons for this. And the two biggest ones are, number one, we're going to read her actions and not necessarily her words when it comes to figuring out her real, genuine romantic interest in us. And number two, being a challenge and being kind of mysterious raises a woman's romantic interest in you. And you cut that mystery out if you're asking her stuff like this, like, hey, do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me? It kind of makes you appear a little needy, not sure of yourself, not confident, and not attractive. Whereas if you don't ask her and you just read her actions and you just keep taking steps forward and gauging her responses to what you're doing, you're going to be more confident in knowing her real, genuine interest level, and you're going to be more of a challenge and more mysterious and appear more confident and attractive at the same time and raise her interest level. So this is a lot more important than you might think. And another part of this is just a woman can say she loves you and then cheat on you the next hour. And a woman can kind of put you down or nag you or whatever, like she can kind of test you or tease you and really, really strongly want you or love you or like you. So her words don't necessarily always match up with her real, genuine interest level, but her actions are consistent. So, for example, a woman who has 9 out of 10 interest in you is never going to say no to your date invitation, ever. She's not. It's not possible at that level of interest. She might say, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm busy on Wednesday night, but I can do Thursday night. I can do Sunday if that works." She's going to try to help you make that date happen because she's highly interested in you. Now, maybe a woman who's a 3 out of 10 won't push that hard to try to make the date happen, but she's not going to say no. She's going to offer you some other alternative where she can meet up with you because she has actual interest in you. And a woman who has 0 interest in you might decline your date offer and never give you a counteroffer. And then you ask her out another time a week later and she's like, all right, sure. She wants a free meal or whatever. We want to read her actions towards you because her actions tell you her real, genuine interest level and her words don't. So even if you ask her and she responds, it might not be the truth and you're putting yourself in a weak, unattractive position that can lower her interest. Why are we going to do that? We're not. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to go through a series of steps and you're going to read her reaction to that. So you're going to start a conversation with her and you're going to see how she's responding, if she's having fun with you in the conversation or not. Then you're going to ask her for her number and you're going to see if she gives it to you with enthusiasm. And then you're going to ask her out on a date and you're going to see if she says yes or no or makes some excuse. If she's interested, she's going to say yes or say, I can't make it on Wednesday. Can we do Thursday? That's what an interested woman does. They're consistent in their actions, believe it or not, but not necessarily in the words. And then if you do go on a date with her, you're going to wait 4 to 8 days after that date. Then you're going to ask her out again. Does she say yes and show up on those first 2 dates? Then you're going to go for a kiss by the end of the second date. Does she kiss you back or do you kiss her cheek because she turned her head to the side? And then does she show up for your 3rd date? And then by the 6th to the 10th date, does she bring up the idea of being in a relationship with you? That's how you read her interest level in you. Not asking her, do you love me? We're not going to do that. We're going to find out by testing her using this step-by-step process and then reading her reactions to your actions and your steps forward. So that's how you do this. So 3 things you should never say or text to a woman. When can I see you again? Hey, my ex used to do this thing. Why don't you? And do you like me? We're not going to say those things to a woman ever again. And remember, challenge is the key to success with women. And 2 of these things that we should never say go completely against the concept of being a challenge. So when can I see you again and do you like or do you love me are very anti-challenge things to say. So we're going to cut those out and we're going to do a lot better. And so if you eliminate ever saying or texting the 3 things we just talked about to a woman, you're going to be much more successful with women from here on out for sure. And if you want to be a challenge in a way that attracts the right woman for you for a long-term relationship, so you're looking for a girlfriend or a wife, then definitely make sure you grab our best-selling Attract and Keep Her system right now. And you know what? Recently, I've been getting a lot of emails from guys saying like, I listened to your content online a lot, all the free content out there. I read all your articles on the website. I did all that stuff and it started working. And then I had a problem and I was like, oh no. And then I got your book, Attract and Keep Her. And now I know the mistake that I made and what to do from here. And the interesting thing about that is, yes, we have all the bits and pieces that you're going to need in terms of attracting a woman for one night or for a lifetime online. in these free presentations on our website and our free articles, etc. And you can go through all of that, and you definitely should go through every single presentation that you can. There's a lot of great material here, but there's a reason why this system exists, and there's a reason why you should get it. The audiobook version of Attract and Keep Her is 10 and a half hours for a reason. And it's all from beginning to end, step by step, the foundation building on top of itself. And you will literally know exactly what to do from the first moment that you meet a woman until you've been with her for 75 years and not make any of those mistakes that could lose her. And at the same time as attracting your ideal woman, you will be protecting yourself from the wrong women for you at the same time when you just go through the step-by-step system. So even if you get all of the bits and pieces from all of these free presentations, that's amazing. However, I strongly encourage you to get this system now, because you will have a full, complete understanding of male-female dynamics and relationships from start to finish that you can take with you into the rest of your life, and you'll never have to worry about making a mistake that loses your ideal woman. And you'll protect yourself again from women who have an agenda or aren't the right women for you. And you'll know exactly what to do at all times. And that makes you more confident as well. So again, I highly encourage you to get the Attract and Keep Her system if you haven't already. And then after you go through the Attract and Keep Her system, then come back here and check out all the free presentations again and kind of get the little bits and pieces that you need at the right times. But you really need the full system, in my opinion. And it's going to give you a lot of clarity as to what happened in your past relationships. And again, exactly what to do from here forward to be as successful as you want to be in a long-term relationship with the woman. And just make sure everything is running perfectly smoothly at all times. And you don't have to make up for a mistake later and get the system later and then, oh, maybe it's too late now. So go ahead and get that now, go through it, then come back and go through some of these other free presentations as you need them. And then actually go through the Attract and Keep Her system a second time, and then keep these free presentations going in the background all the time as well. And if you do that, you are going to be as successful as you want to be with women. And so again, if you haven't already, go to attractandkeepher.com/system. That's attractandkeepher.com/system, and get the Attract and Keep Her system right now if you want an amazing girlfriend or wife. And if you're not necessarily looking for a long-term relationship right now and you're just going for hookups, then the Good Guy Guide will show you how to be a challenge in a specific way that spikes a woman's attraction to you quickly. And so if you're interested in that, then go to datingadviceformenwholovewomen.com/GGG. That's datingadviceformenwholovewomen.com/GGG. And if you want to make sure that you have all of the principles that lead to increasing attraction and love from a woman going in the background at all times in your conversations with women that you want to date, then make sure you get our Flirting Master Program if you haven't already. So inside the Flirting Master Program, we cover exactly how to talk to a woman step by step for the entire first, second, and third conversation that you have with her. We also talk about all of the most important specific mistakes that you should avoid when you're having a conversation with a woman. And then we even have a module where I walk you through how I look at a conversation with a woman step by step so that you can put that kind of system into your own mind. And then all you have to do is be yourself through that system. Just like the Attract and Keep Her system, you want to be your most authentic self using that step-by-step system. It amplifies your real self. And the Good Guy Guide does that for you in a quick attraction format that both of you are going to be smiling the next day if you hook up. That's what the Good Guy Guide is for. And the Flirting Master Program allows you to be your real self in the most attractive way possible when you're talking to a woman. So if you're interested in that, then go to attractandkeepher.com/FM. That's attractandkeepher.com/FM, and get the Flirting Master Program right now. So remember, never say or text to a woman, "When can I see you again?" "My ex used to do this, why don't you?" And "Do you love me?" Because if you avoid saying those three things to a woman, you're going to be much more successful. And with that, I'm Jim Wolf, and I'll talk to you later.